This year has been far from normal, and as a result, the Publican Awards has had to adapt and pivot to reflect the realities of the situations you all face. The judging has been conducted in the virtual world, as will the event on March the 30th, where we'll be bringing you all the fun of the awards, but in your own homes. The aim of the awards this year has been to reflect on the outstanding ways in which businesses have flexed and pivoted to survive the crisis. No matter what has been thrown at them, the companies that make up all our finalists have not just rolled with the punches, but have adapted and in some cases even thrived. These are companies that not only worked hard to look after their businesses, but also their teams and the communities they serve. When we decided to press on with the Publican Awards, despite the challenges we were all facing, we were keen to use this event as a platform to learn together from some of the great things our finalists have done. What better way than to pick up some great insight and tips from some of the best operators in the business. So we put together these videos, and I'd urge you all to share these with your teams and colleagues, and hopefully they can help spread some inspiration ahead of the reopening in a few weeks and months. Thanks once again for the continued support from our category partners, who despite their own challenges have enabled us to carry on running this event in the face of such a difficult market. So enjoy, learn and share, and I look forward to being able to get into your sites in person before too long.
Listened to Boris's announcement, and I think it was on the Monday of the week that we ended up closing. Initially it was kind of complete shock, really, more than anything else, and a bit of panic. What are we going to do? And are they genuinely going to close us down? How's this going to work? The next day, the Tuesday, business literally fell off a cliff. So what we did is we closed business on that Tuesday night, and on the Wednesday we went into each of the businesses. We got the teams together and we just talked to them about what we knew, what we understood, and why we were taking the actions that we were taking. And we were going to do everything in our power to make sure that we protected them as employees and make sure that they had jobs to come back to. And we also said to all of our sort of core management teams, so our head chefs, sous chefs, GMs, assistant managers, deputies, that we would pay their salaries while we were closed, before we knew about the job retention scheme, because we had to make sure that we looked after them, and they had, we wanted them to come back and be on our side, when we wanted to reopen. So as a result of that, we haven't lost any of our team, apart from the odd one or two that have gone off to university in September, which is, great, and that's fantastic. But other than that, we haven't lost any employees, we haven't made any redundancies, and we've used the job retention scheme for absolutely everyone. Even people who didn't qualify for it in all 3 lockdowns, if they didn't qualify, we paid their 80% of their salary ourselves. Because we've opened a new property, and a big property, during the last 12 months, we had to improve our infrastructure, so we've created more management positions at all businesses. Just over 40 jobs we've created in the last 12 months. I feel we've got a lot closer to our employees. We've used the horrible pandemic as a way of creating new channels for communication. So we've got a Facebook page that we call the Stay Original Support page, and every single day during every single lockdown, 2 or 3 posts a day have gone out from me, from managers, from team members. Anyone can post on it. It's recipes, it's games and quizzes, it's funny things they've seen, and that is a level of communication and interaction that actually we wouldn't have had. So I'm really proud of that bond and that connection, and I'm also really proud of the headway that we've made on our training. We've really concentrated in it, we've invested in it, and now I feel like we have a really strong recruitment process, we have a really good induction process, and we've now just launched an apprenticeship scheme, which means we have a further development and management training structure that we didn't have before. If we were to win Best Pub Employer, it would really reinforce all of the work that we've done. Our managers massively engage with everything that we want to do and we want to achieve where it comes to our people, and it's them really that enforce it every day. So it's a massive nod to them, a thank you for kind of achieving what we want to be, which is a great employer.
So we're currently at the Coniston Inn at Coniston at the Lake District. It's one of our new sites that was recently opened during the gap between lockdown and obviously reopening in the summertime. So as a company, we're based in the north, so if you put a boundary at the northern Scottish border, we operate within the English territory, down to Lytham St Anne's in the west and Hull in the east. We started off on the northeast coast, and then about 2 years ago came over to the west, to the Lake District. We've now got 8 sites over in the lakes, and we're joining the gap, I guess, in between with additional sites in Yorkshire and Lancashire now. When the first lockdown was announced, we'd actually bought a site exactly 7 days before that, on Friday the 13th. So we had that site for exactly 7 days prior to locking down. It was difficult, emotional, a lot of people having late nights, a lot of good whiskey drank. It was a time where there was a lot of uncertainty. We witnessed across the industry a lot of people in trauma, a lot of fearful people. We were fortunate enough to be in a position where we could pause, consider and take the correct and appropriate action for our teams. So putting the staff first, listening to them, their concerns, and just being really aware of the information that they need to control their own lives and their own circumstances as well. I guess the approach that, we don't employ people. People trust us with their income, trust us with their employment, and that's the kind of view that we take with them. So to burn anybody would be wrong. To make people redundant, in our opinion, if we can afford not to, would be wrong. To not top people's wages up, if we can afford to, would be wrong. So we did all of those things. We've got a great team throughout the business. Every member of staff, every one of our colleagues, our guys are brilliant. So they understood and were very open with the team about the circumstances, what might happen. So we didn't hide anything. You're trying to be as open and honest as you can to give them the protection and knowledge of what they're going through. And you just have to, it's almost like being a parent, you've kind of got to separate that out. The best part of it for me, looking back, not at the time, was our senior team within the business. This was something that everybody was facing. Nobody had faced it before. Nobody knew what the outcome would be, and I was just so proud to see them reacting positively towards their team members, those dependent on their decision making, and putting themselves last, which is kind of one of our mantras. You put everybody else first, and it was just really good to see that flowing through the business. To win this award for the company would be an amazing achievement for the team members. I think that it's correct that they should win because our approach is probably slightly different to others. Maybe due to our size, maybe due to our experience, or maybe just down to who we are. We treat everybody's circumstance individually, and I think that our team should really be recognised and awarded for that, because I'm very proud of them.
Brewhouse Kitchen, we've got 23 sites spread all over the country. It's a national brand of brew pubs that all brew their own beer and have a range of up to sort of 13, 14 of our own beers in every business. We're very much known for the beer we produce. We're very much known for craft beer, but it's not just about the beer we produce. That's a huge feature of us, but all of our businesses sell 70 craft beers. So we actually see our role as educating people in the world of beer. So introducing them to not just our beer, but the full world that is out there of beer, including beer masterclasses, beer and food matching, as well as brewery experience days where you can actually come in and brew your own beer. We actually decided to close our businesses a few days before the lockdown actually kicked in. We were listening to our team, listening to our guests, and highlighted that people weren't comfortable, that we could see the direction of travel that this was going. So we actually closed a couple of days early and made that decision. And very pleased that we did. Actually got ourselves to a place that got everything closed down ahead of time. We established really early on into this that it was going to be our people that were going to get us through this, and the importance of our team, and we needed them as much as they needed us. So from the word go, we had that as a priority, that we were going to put our team first, and actually spent a huge amount of time, particularly through the lockdowns, training team and actually investing in their welfare, trying to make sure that even when not at work, that they were still being integrated into the workplace. Because that's a really, really important part of someone's identity, their workplace, and still having that connection with work. So So by spending a huge amount of time on them, we've managed to have an outstanding return to work rate from our team and team satisfaction scores, which we're really, really proud of. Our last team survey, we actually achieved a 97% satisfaction rating from our team, which we're really, really proud of. You know, we've had to open and close a lot, and every time we've opened, we've tried to make sure that we opened looking better, feeling better, and with COVID-safe measures that our team and guests would really, really appreciate. We're currently in the process of doing one-to-ones with all of our team to understand, it's been quite a long lockdown this time, it's been tough. So trying to understand what's changed for them, any specific needs and wants that they have coming back into the workplace and making sure they're ready. We plan to have all of our training done and our teams really, really engaged and bought in by the point when we open. To win Best Employer would be a great achievement, and it would be a real recognition of all the work we put into putting our people first. And we'd be really, really proud to win that award. It means an awful lot to us.
This is Springwell, the new site for North Brewing Co and North Bar Limited. We're a mile out of Leeds City Centre in our brand new offices, brewery and tap room. I think over the last 12 months we've worked incredibly hard to engage with our staff. Even during the pandemic we worked really hard to keep them informed of what was going on. However we adapted the business, we involved our teams, and it's really thanks to that engagement with our teams that we've managed to do what we've achieved over the last 12 months. First thoughts when the pubs closed, we really did want to try and reassure everyone in what was a terribly uncertain time that we would do absolutely everything we could to look after them, their jobs and the business. Naturally, we furloughed quite a lot of staff, but as we started to shift the focus of our business and adapt what we were doing, people were really keen to come back in and be involved. So we had people who had been running bars or working in bars turn into packing beers, delivering beers, engaging with the local communities, and having a customer-facing representative of the business has been absolutely fantastic. People were so keen to get back in and be involved. I think that says a lot about the general culture within the business. I think we have a really good staff morale, even during the last 12 months. I think people have been really, really happy to be working here. The rate at which we turn over staff is not very high at all. Great levels of engagement. People are really keen to be involved. I think people is why we do what we do. Our background in hospitality, our background in people, is one of our core values. While quality products is the utmost importance to us. Without people, we're nothing really. I'm really proud of the way our teams responded to the pandemic and to our changing needs for the business, from moving to a home delivery service, to opening as bottle shops, to creating a web shop, how people have shifted around various areas of the business and been so positive, how our teams have contributed ideas and positivity and hard work. It's been mind-blowing really to see how our teams have responded to this. To win the award of Best Employer would mean the absolute world to us. Genuinely, this to me feels like best team, and it's the way everybody in this company has contributed. And it's not just about myself and John as directors or the company as an employer, but the way everybody throughout this business works together and the culture that we've got here. That's what means the most to me.
So I think most people would instantly recognise Greene King, both from our pubs and our very famous beers, IPA and Abbott being just two of them. They would recognise many of the food brands that sit underneath that, Farmhouse Inn, Chef and Brewer, and our teams are getting increasingly proud of the business they work for. So we're nominated in the Best Pub Employer category for the progress we've made on our cultural agenda during the last 12 months. 18 months ago, we set about devising a new purpose, vision and values, putting people and culture at the heart of our organisation. We've made phenomenal progress over the last 12 months despite lockdown, and for that reason we're in this category. The achievement I'm most proud of is how significantly our engagement score has increased. Our ability to still connect with our teams, drive engagement and drive belief in Green King and what we're trying to do is something we're hugely proud of. I guess what I'd say people could learn from us is the power of visible leadership. It is possible to create a sense of family and community in a very large organisation. And the way you can do that is with ambition, with strong and visible and passionate leadership. And I think that's what people could probably learn from us right now. So, what are we doing for reopening? Well, we continue to support our teams, supporting their well-being through a variety of programs, channels and tools we have to support them. We're continuing to communicate very actively and also listen. We have a regular listening group program all the way through lockdown, and we're carrying on with that as we prepare for opening. And we're also starting to mobilise. Our general managers are starting to plan and prepare how they may open their gardens and then our full pubs when we get to that stage. And we're starting to engage our teams and starting to create a sense of excitement about the opportunity to trade again. Winning this award would mean a huge amount to the team and to me personally. 12 months ago, what we were embarking on felt daunting enough. And then within a matter of days of our new cultural launch, we got locked down. The progress we've made in that time is testament to the leadership of Green King, the team of people who work alongside me, and all our colleagues who have so willingly engaged and communicated and been part of the journey we've been on in the last 12 months. As soon as we get back open and trading again, we'll have the opportunity to accelerate that progress. So I think we'd be thrilled to win this category.